Welcome back, hockey fans, to episode 89 of Royally Quacked, brought to you by the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. Cody, how's it going today?
Good so far, I guess. I'm on call this week for work, so I always dread these weeks, especially the weekends, because that's when I usually get the most calls. So yeah.
I'm on call almost every day anymore.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I don't have to go drive typically
A bomb?
somewhere. It's a bomb, yeah. I don't have to drive a bomb everywhere.
Yeah.
I will have to drive Friday because I have two guys off, and one of them is my cover driver, and I'm gonna have to train my lead on a route because he's never been on it before, and I hope nobody calls out.
Huh.
If we do, we're gonna be really short.
Yeah.
We'll make it work.
Yeah. All right. Well, you want to get into Kings news first? Because I know you got some exciting news.
Of course I do. Let me just pull that up real quick. All right, the exciting news, and I hope most of you know this already. Adrian Kempe and the Kings have come to an agreement on a 10-year, $10.65 million AAV contract. Now, part of this contract, it's a little bit more complex than most of them we report. Or maybe we just don't give every detail, especially on the other teams' players as much as this one. But his contract includes a 4-year no move clause. That means he can't move. And then the final 4 years, there's a 15-team no trade clause. And now I'm not even started on this. The first 3 years, he makes $1 million in salary, but $11 million in a signing bonus. So I mean, right at the start, he gets $11 million. And then through the season, he gets paid the $1 million. Then in year 4, he gets $2.5 million in salary and $9.5 million in a signing bonus. Then we get to a normal contract for years 5 and 6. It's going to be $9.75 million. And then years 7 and 8, it's $8.75 million. This is all per Pierre LeBrun. So maybe the reason why his contract wasn't signed before the season is they needed to get this all figured out, because that is pretty detailed. So maybe we were being a little harsh with Mr. Holland. I mean, I know I was. Because I think Kempe is a special player. I mean, he may not be in the league of McKinnon, McDavid, Eichel and that group. But I mean, I would like to see if any of them is better defensively than he is.
Yeah.
So, and he's so versatile. He even takes faceoffs. I think he had 10 or 11 in one game. So I mean, he was a center when he was drafted and then moved to forward. And I'm just glad that we have him in the loop for the next 8 years. It was a great move. It stops the idea of a retool for me right now. I mean, you always have retooling going on a little bit, just trying to bring the right people in every season, so we'll see how this plays out over Adrian's contract, but I'm excited about it. What did you think about it, Cody?
I just love how the total for the signing bonus and the salary are exactly $42.5 million each.
Yeah.
Literally, so half
Yeah.
of it is signing
Yeah.
bonus, half of it is salary, which I find it. But this is great news for the Kings and everything like that. And I thought it was going to be closer to the 12 million range, just the way how everything else was going. But you know what this now means for the rest of the league? we're about to have the worst ever free agency class this next year.
Possibly.
Kempe could have easily probably made $13-14 million on the open market.
You know, you know how people say, I don't know if you even know this. It's probably gotten a little lost, but back in my day, like with the Dodgers, they had to bleed Dodger blue. That was a big term that was said about him. You know, hey, you know, Ron Say, he bled Dodger blue. Whole bunch of guys bled Dodger blue. Well, Adrian Kempe, I don't know if you're bleeding black and silver, but you are for the next 8 years, I hope. And with that 15 team no trade clause, I don't see him moving unless he wants to move. I mean, he can waive that if he wants to. So just excited about that. And we'll just move on to the next part of the Kings news. I don't know if you saw it, but Doughty got hit. It looked like foot or ankle, and he's been placed on injured reserve and will be out at least 2 or 3 weeks. And that's a big hurt for the Kings.
From what I
yeah.
heard, it was a toe.
Was it a toe? Oh, what?
So
you ever hurt your toe? I mean, try to walk when your toe is without your toe, you fall over.
Having Bigfoot's feet and stubbing your toe on every furniture you've ever hit like me. I've stubbed my toe, I don't know how many times. But no, on all the Kings men, I forgot who he was talking to. But they were saying Dennis Bernstein said that it was a toe issue. And I know Dennis Bernstein is a big Kings insider.
Yeah, he's on
Mayor's Manor, right?
No, Kings of the Podcast.
Kings of the Podcast. I get them all mixed up.
Mayor's Manor is John Hoven.
Right.
John Hoven is basically their co-hosts. I think John is the lead, and Dennis is like the analyst and color guy and throws in his 2 cents. Sort of like a broadcast on their podcast.
A cast. But yeah, that's what I heard. I heard it was, and I heard from another like just an NHL podcast that it was like more of a toe than a foot.
Well, toe's part of the foot, so
yeah, but they're saying that toes heal better, or I don't know.
Well, you know, being someone, you know, as I've gotten older, and I hope none of you ever get gout, but it typically starts in your toes.
Yeah.
And then as I gotten older, it moves to it's been in my knee, it's been in my ankle. I have to watch how I eat. You're not to drink a lot of alcohol either. So it takes away some of your fun.
Yeah, because you're such an alcoholic, Dad.
Well, I'm not a big drinker anyways, but you know, I don't mind a few beers, but now it's typically if I have a beer, it's one, which is probably better anyways for me. But it's debilitating. I mean, I first got it when we were umpiring. It hurt so bad. I had a hard time running, but I persevered through it. I just can't imagine it getting hit with a puck at 80, 90, maybe even 100 miles an hour. So that's gotta hurt.
Oh yeah.
But the good part of this, people, is Brandt Clark is getting time now. Yeah. So, and I think he's played pretty well. So, anyways, did we want to go to Duck News, Cody?
Yeah, let's go to Duck News. Ducks goaltender Callie Klang has been granted a leave of absence from the goals due to personal issues, and Thomas Sukanik has been recalled to take his place. Because I know Ville Husso was down there. I think Callie Klang was the backup, and then Sukanik was with the ECHL Tulsa Oilers. They didn't specify what the news is why he left, but I hope everything's okay, and I hope whatever happens, will be better for him and everything. So
yeah, that's Thomas' own goal, Sukanik, right?
Really, we're gonna bring that up again?
You know, it just was funny. I mean, just how it
Yeah.
happened. I know it's embarrassing. I mean, it had to be embarrassing for him. And you know what? I thought he played a great game.
Yeah.
In that rookie face-off against the Kings.
Yeah.
I mean, the own goal. I mean, they still lost by 2, I think, or was it 3? 3.
It was
4-1,
4-1.
right?
Yeah.
Um, but
And one was an empty netter, if I remember right, wasn't it?
that I can't remember. But you could be right.
I can't remember. But yeah.
All I remember is the Ducks outshot the Kings totally.
Oh God,
Uh,
yes.
on another goal. I mean, Carter George stood on. he he did such a great job in the net. He had to be number 1 star.
And here we go. More King stuff during the Ducks news.
All right, move on. Go. Let's talk about Cutter and Leo, Cody.
So Cutter and Leo, yeah, just pull my move where I start talking about something else when something awkward happens. So Cutter and Leo are the third set of teammates in NHL history to each record 10 plus goals and 23 plus points through the first 20 games of a season. Gretzky and Messier did it in 81 and 82, and Bossy and Trottier did it in 77, 78.
That's some really
Yeah.
great people to be in joint with that kind of record, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Mike Bossy was probably one of the best goal scorers I can ever remember.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
Bossy was New York, right? Or am I thinking of Montreal? Or it's either New York or Montreal.
The Islanders.
Islanders. Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay, that's what I knew it wasn't the Rangers. I knew it was the Islanders. I just couldn't remember.
I do believe they won like 4 straight Stanley Cups, or at least 4 Stanley Cups in a short period of time with that team.
I think it was 4 straight. They're the last ones to ever do it 4 straight. Or even 3 straight, I believe. I can't remember.
But you can't go wrong with Gretzky and Messier either. You're talking that's Hall of Famers. So is this a prelude to what Cutter and Leo are going to do? Who knows?
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Well, we need this.
It just may happen.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Next bit of news is Chris Kreider on Thursday. Sorry. Played in his 900th career game against the Ottawa Senators. His career total so far, he has 336 goals, 260 assists for 596 points, and a plus 121 rating. That's pretty good if you have a plus 121 rating.
No doubt Kreider's had a great career.
Yes.
And he was a great pickup by the Ducks.
Oh, God, yes. And we'll get to one of his great plays a little bit later. So now we got some very interesting news. The next two are the same, just from different people. Chris Johnson on Pavel Mintyukov. He's been scratched a couple of games. He's not happy about that. We're not at the stage where it's a full-blown he's being traded, but it's something to keep an eye on. So that's what he said about Minty. And then here's also what Elliot Friedman from 32 Thoughts said. Elliot says the word is that Pavel Mintyukov would like to be traded if he's not going to play after being healthy scratched for a few games. So most of you listening, yes, Minty has been scratched, I believe, the last 3 games. Because Ian Moore has played great since he's been up. Since pretty much when Radko Goose got hurt, they called up Ian Moore, and Ian Moore has looked fantastic. So yeah, I know we had Ian on the left side. We had Jackson Combe. He just signed an 8-year deal, the highest contract in Ducks history.
For now.
And then, for now. For now. And then you also got Zellweger, who's also been playing fantastic for the Ducks. And then and Minty was the third line left defenseman, but now they've had Ian Moore playing there since Gudis is back. And on the right side, you have Hellison playing with Lacombe because they're best friends and they have good chemistry together. And then Trouba and Zellweger is probably one of the best defensive pairs we've seen in a long time for the Ducks. They just play so well together. And then you have Gudis playing with Moore on the third line. And they're both right-handed shots, too. So Ian Moore has been playing on his opposite hand pretty much the last 3 games. But I guess he's used to playing on his opposite hand because I guess his last year at Harvard, they had a lot of righties, and he was the one that had to play on the left side. So he was already kind of used to it. So, but yeah, I love the way Minty plays and everything like that, but he hasn't looked like overly impressive this season so far. And I'm a little worried about that. There's something off. I think we should just, in my honest opinion, let him go down to AHL, play there, figure out what he needs to do, probably get that confidence back. And then, I'm pretty sure, something will happen and he can come back up and prove everyone wrong that, like, hey, I'm here. I need to be playing every night, like kind of like what Drew Hellison did.
So do you think dropping him down to the goals is going to make him feel any better than he does right now?
I mean,
I'm just throwing it. I understand why you said that, and I don't disagree with what you said. What I'm saying is he's already unhappy. Now he's not only been scratched, he's been demoted. And that might be the key thing that would tell him, he goes, hey, just trade me.
Well, yes, but I mean, you're not going to build any value just sitting in the press box. You could start building value if you go to the AHL and start dominating there. So, like, I get exactly what you mean, and yes, that could probably mess with his confidence even more, just sending him back down. But I think that's, in my honest, I think that's probably what's best for him, is to send him down and see what he does down there. I mean, we are talking about someone, he's what, 21 years old, 22 years old. And most defensemen, they don't really start getting into their prime until about what, 23, 24, 25 years old. So we can see what happens with that. And there's like nothing, like he hasn't been asked to be traded or anything like that. So it's more like a wait and see thing right now. So, but honestly, I love Minty. I hope he stays. I hope he gets another chance and proves everyone wrong. I think he's just struggled, and and I hope he builds the confidence and proves, like, he had a great first season. If he could play like he did his first season, then he's easily staying in this lineup every game. So, yeah, that's it.
I guess time will tell. Time will tell.
Yes. And that'll be it for Ducks news.
So we want to move right into league news?
Yes, we can.
So Canucks have signed unrestricted free agent forward David Kempe to a 1-year, $1.1 million contract beginning immediately. Recently had his contract terminated by the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yep. Yeah, I know he got sent to the minor leagues, and I know he didn't want to play down there, so they just last week him and whatchamacallit, they terminated the contract and stuff like that, and he wants to play, and so he signed with the Canucks. And I know they desperately need centers since they had Giedel get hurt and everything. So yeah, so he gets another chance to play somewhere else, and I hope he does well there.
Yeah, sometimes a change of scenery is what someone needs.
Yeah. The next bit of news is the Dallas Stars have announced Thomas Harley is out week to week with a lower body injury. That's got to blow a little bit.
That's good. That's hurt. He's a good young defenseman. Very good young defenseman.
Yes, he is.
So they're going to miss him.
Yes. And then the Canadians. Oh, sorry, that's your turn, right?
Well, yeah, you're just
All right.
taking over. You want me
Sorry.
to leave?
Yep. All right. Bye.
The Canadians have announced Kirby Dach will miss 4 to 6 weeks with a fractured foot. Oh, it's not a lower body injury.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the third major injury that the Canadians have had. I think they had what? New Hook. Oh God, who was the other one that got hurt last week too? That we talked about.
I don't remember. We can
It
look.
was. I'm going back to the notes. Oh, Caden Gooley, the defenseman. So a big injury. Hopefully, the injury bug doesn't keep striking over there in Montreal.
Yeah.
So, all right, and then the next bit of news is the Edmonton Oilers' Ryan Nugent Hopkins is expected to be out till at least December. There was no news of why. It's not upper body, lower body, full body, no body injury. I don't know. There was no specifications.
You know, as up and down as the Kings have been, the Oilers are playing worse than the Kings are.
Yeah.
And that doesn't help. Not at all. That really hurts them.
Yeah.
Because just a couple of years ago, didn't he score over 100 points?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so well, we'll move on. The Senators have signed Shane Pinto to a 4-year extension worth $7.5 million AAV. And he started off with gangbusters. I think I have him on my fantasy team. I think he slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he was scoring a lot of points at the start of the season, at least fantasy wise. So that's a good signing for the Senators.
Yes, it is. I know he was scoring. I think he had like 7 or 8 goals pretty quickly. So
Yeah.
yeah. And then another weird injury. Panthers forward Eetu Listerainen is out week to week after suffering burns during a barbecue accident, and that was per head coach Paul Maurice. Apparently, he was trying to, I guess, light his barbecue, and I guess something happened with maybe the propane tank. It's funny because I work in propane, and I guess it just something happened, and it's like on the lower part of the body. And
Wow.
and I'm guessing he could probably play, but I'm guessing with all the burns and all the equipment rubbing against those burns is probably not good. So I would say wait that out.
I've had 3rd-degree burns before.
Yeah, not fun.
No, it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
So, and it certainly didn't hurt them last night, the Bruins. So
Yeah.
let's talk about the Winnipeg Jets. They have signed pending
No, you skipped one.
unrestricted. Did I?
Yep.
Oh, Charlie McAvoy. That's the one I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went undergone surgery after being hit in the face with a puck on Saturday. There is no timetable for his return.
I didn't see the full replay. I saw like one.
I don't want to see it.
Well, apparently you see teeth flying in the replay.
I have no doubt.
So yeah.
I would be fully supportive of full face helmets for hockey.
Yeah. No, 100%. And then next up, the Winnipeg Jets have signed pending UFA forward Adam Lowry to a 5-year, $5 million AAV contract extension. So they get to keep their captain for another 5 years at a really good cap hit.
There you go.
So I think great move for Winnipeg, and just another person, because they say Winnipeg's. They say once you nobody wants to go to Winnipeg, but once you get there, you want to stay there.
Well, they've got some really good players there.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And the IIHF has announced that all hockey players participating in the 2026 Winter Olympics will be required to wear neck guards while on the ice. And I can't believe when you're on the bottom of your feet, you got razor blades, that wasn't already a requirement. I mean, when you think about hockey and what they do and how they do it, it is so incredibly difficult. Yet we're very critical sometimes of these guys. But to be basically on the bottom of your feet, razor blades on ice, getting hit and beat on, knocked into the boards, and people fly around getting knocked down. Those skates come up.
Yeah.
I would be totally, if I was playing ice hockey, wanting to make sure I don't get cut by those skates.
Yeah.
I don't care where it is. Bubble wrap me till I can't see. I don't want to get cut. So, anyways,
yeah,
I think that's a good rule.
We have a couple hellos. I think just a typo, but Bryson says hello on YouTube, and then Timo Rodriguez also says hi.
Hey guys, welcome to Royally Quacked.
We're gonna skip the next two because I want to get into those a little bit further. But Connor Hellebuck will undergo a minor arthroscopic knee procedure, and it is expected to be out 4 to 6 weeks per Darren Dreger.
And that's a big blow.
Big loss.
Big blow for Winnipeg. Yes.
I mean, Eric Comrie's not a bad goalie, but he's a fantastic backup.
He's gonna see what it's like to be number one for 4 to 6 weeks.
Yes, like he's always had good numbers when he's been in with Winnipeg. It's just like we're gonna see what it's like to be there every game, not every 10 games a year.
Yeah.
And then you want to go
I'll do the Winnipeg Jets have given 2022 first-round pick Brad Lambert permission to find a trade partner.
Yeah, I know when they drafted him, because I remember he was a big prospect before he got drafted, and I guess he just had a really bad draft year, and it really dropped him down in the first round. His dad is Lane Lambert, by the way, if you didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just interesting to see how this will work out. I've heard that one of the possible destinations was the Ducks for Brad Lambert.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember where I saw it. I don't know if it's true or not. It wasn't like a Elliot Freeman, kind of someone I trust, kind of thing. So we'll see how that works out.
So maybe Minty for Lambert?
I think we're going to need a little bit more for Minty than just Brad Lambert.
Oh, well, we'll see what happens. You never know.
So the next bit of news is the ones that we skipped. Are the Devils cursed because their arena was built over a cemetery? And it wasn't just a regular cemetery. It used to be a church cemetery. And your team is called the Devils. How is that not the most ironic thing possible?
I don't know. Maybe it's because Hughes is out.
That's what
really
everyone is
has
saying.
Nothing to do with being over a cemetery. I mean, typically, if you do building over any cemetery, they move everybody.
Apparently they didn't move everyone, I guess, or not. I don't know. But I mean, maybe they forgot one person. It happened to be the wrong person. So there's just a ghost at I think they play at the Prudential Center, and he's just causing chaos and follows Jack Hughes everywhere he goes.
Yeah, wouldn't it be funny that the Devils play on that and then like Jack Hughes is like he's recovering and he gets visited by three spirits.
Yeah.
They could play on that if they wanted to.
They could. But so there was also, speaking of Devils and Angels talk. So there's a juniors team. They're called the Saints, and their mascot is an angel. And this angel's a 14-year-old kid. And I guess the kid had an idea for when when the other team takes a penalty, that he'll, during like a TV timeout, he'll skate on the ice and stand in front of the penalty box and stare at them in judgment in the full like angel costume. A 14-year-old kid came up with this, and I thought it was the most hilarious thing. And everyone's talking about it. Like I know Jeff Merrick talked about it. I believe the guys from Empty Netters talked about it. Oh my God. I was like, wow, that is so clever and so funny.
It is. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah. And then the last bit of league news is last week we had the Red Wings play the Rangers. And I think you said you were watching this game, right?
Yeah.
And how great did it look to see the Red Wings in their red and then the Rangers in their blue play on the ice? It probably looked fantastic.
It did.
I only saw the fighting part, and I can tell you it still looked, even though they were fighting, it still looked great. And I guess the NHL came out and said, and told the teams, hey, try to do more of these color on color kind of games. And when I heard that, I'm like, huh, I feel like I've heard this before. I feel like I said this like a month or so ago, I believe. Did I not? That I think
Are you patting yourself on the back right now?
Oh no, I'm trying to give myself a huge promotion and a huge raise right now. Okay, leave me alone. But I know. I think I only said it should be the California teams, but hey, that was the start of something. I mean, tell me, how great would it look if you saw the Ducks and Kings playing against each other, and it was in their home and blacks, like the orange and blacks. And then when the Kings play against the Sharks, you got the teal and black. And then Ducks and Sharks, you got the orange and teal. Tell me not how great that would look. And I know you can't do it for all the teams. Like, you know, the Ducks play the Flyers. You can't have orange on orange like that. But I mean,
I would think Friday.
That's coming Friday.
We should have orange and black.
I think
orange. Isn't orange the new black?
Oh, Jesus. So here's what I was thinking. Every Halloween and Black Friday, the Ducks and Kings have to play against each other.
There you go.
Because you got the orange and black for Halloween, and you got the Black Friday.
Let's do it. I'm
you
for
heard
it.
You heard it here first on Royally Quacked.
On Royally Quacked, yes.
Dear NHL, yes, I would take the job. Thank you. But I just think, I mean, tell me how not great it would look to see like the Sabres playing against the Kings, you know, or like, but even like the Red Wings versus
black and blue.
Black and blue. I mean, you can also do what the Flames versus the like the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
If you think about now, the Winnipeg Jets can play their white jerseys at home because they have the whiteout during the playoffs. Tell me how not great that would look. Yeah. I'm just saying, because I never understood that about the Winnipeg Jets, is how they have the whiteout, but yet they wear all dark blue. So, like I said, Yeah, I know I've said it on here. I think I even made a reel about it. So I have proof that we said it. I said it first. So yes, NHL, hire me.
I will say it for you, Cody. I have spoken.
I've spoken. All right. Ready to get into game recaps?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
I don't care.
All right. I'll let you go first.
Okay, let's talk about game 1 last Saturday. Let me just pop that open. Let's go to the scoring. There was so much scoring in this game. It was scary. Kings in the first period. Alex Laferriere gets his 5th from Anderson his 4th and Byfield his 13th. And it's 1-0 Kings. And that's the end of the scoring. It was a 1-0 game. Let's go over the stats real quick. Kings got waxed on the faceoff, 56-44. Ottawa was 0 for 2 on the power play. The Kings were 0 for 1. I mean, nice thing is the Kings aren't taking as many penalties. At least they've gotten better at it. Hits, they got out hit by Ottawa 22-16. But nice thing I saw in this game was block shots. We had 20 block shots to only 13 for Ottawa. But we still win in the giveaway, which I think is something we need to fix. We gave away 18. They only gave away 14. And takeaways, Ottawa 4, Kings 2. Let's go to the 3 stars of the game. Claude Giroux was the 3rd star with no points. Alex Laferriere was the 2nd star with a goal. And the 1st star was the shutout for Forsberg for the Kings. So the Kings 1-0 start off the week. That was our great start. So you go to your first game, Cody.
So we had the complete opposite of you guys on this one. The Ducks got shut out for the first time this year. Let's see. So the Ducks lose this one 2-0 to the Minnesota Wild. All I can tell you is Mrazek played this game and he was fantastic in this game. So he only let in 1 goal. So here's the scoring because it's going to be short and sweet. Marcus Johansson scored his 7th of the year to make it 1-0, and that was in the second period, just 55 seconds in, on a backhanded goal. And then in the third period, Matt Boldy scored his 10th goal of the year on an empty netter. So as you can see right there on the slide, the shots. All right, let's go into the stats. Shots on goal 30-28 in favor of Minnesota. Face-off percentage 57.9 in favor of Minnesota to the 42.1% for the Ducks. The Ducks really got to get better at face-offs. Power play 0 for 7 was Minnesota, and the Ducks were 0 for 2. So I believe we took 2 double minor penalties in this game for high staking. 2 double minors. That's 4 minutes. Mason McTavish had 6 minutes alone of penalties because he took a double minor and then another penalty. And that was all within, I want to say, 10 minutes of the, I want to say first period or second period. I can't remember. But it was not pretty at all. You know, I feel like the refs weren't calling everything. I feel like they could have called a little bit more against the Wild, but the Ducks just could not get anything going offensively this game, or anything like that. Hits, we did out hit them 20-18. Block shots 13-7. And that was the first game against the Minnesota Wild. So the Ducks are down 1-0 to Minnesota in the season series. Let's go to and then the saves. Like I said, Prita Mrazek was absolutely fantastic in this game. He stopped 28 shots out of 29. And Jesper Wallstedt was fantastic in this game. He just made the one save more. He really was a wall back there.
Wallstedt.
Yeah. So he stopped all 28 shots. Like I said, he was great. The 3 stars of the game was Marcus Johansson, had the 1 goal. He was the number 3 star. Joel Eriksson Ek was the 2nd star with 1 assist. And Jesper Wallstedt was the number 1 with 0 goals against and a perfect save percentage. So that would be the first game of the week for the Ducks.
All right.
Onto your game.
Then on Monday, we were in Washington playing Mr. Goal Scorer himself, Ovechkin. He did hit 900, by the way.
We talked about it last week.
Yeah. So let's go to the scoring to start off the game. Ex-King Matt Roy gets his first. He gets his first goal of the whole year against, of course, his former teammates.
It's usually how it works.
Protas got this assist, his 6th. Wilson, his 9th at the 3:41 mark on a tip in, and it's 1-0 Capitals. That's how the first period ended. In the second period, the goal scorer himself, Alex Ovechkin, gets his 6th from McMichael, his 5th, and Chychrun, his 10th, on a snapshot to put Washington up 2-0. Then, in the second period, the Kings finally get on the board. Anze Kopitar on the power play gets his 3rd from Perry, his 5th, and Fiala, his 6th, on a tip in, and it's 2-1. And that's basically where the game ended. No scoring in the third period. The Capitals hang on to win the game. Shots on goal, Kings had 31, Capitals 25. On the faceoffs, Kings 53.2%. The Capitals 46.8%. On the power play, the Kings were 1 for 3, 33.3%, and the Capitals were 0 for 1. Hits, Kings out hit them 18-17. Block shots, Capitals 21, Kings 16. Giveaways even at 12. Takeaways even at 4. Let's go to the 3 stars of the game. And they're all Capitals. Matt Roy. Well, if you haven't noticed, even if you beat them, there's usually somebody from the home team in the 3 stars. I don't always agree with it, but then you know what? This was a very low scoring game. Matt Roy with a goal was a 3rd star. Ovechkin was a 2nd star with a goal. And of course, Lindgren, the goalie, only gave up 1 with a .968 save percentage for the game, was the number 1 star.
Yeah.
Every game this week, Kings could have won. So,
yeah.
But they obviously now they're 1-1 on this road trip, and we'll go to your next game, Cody.
Yep. So the Ducks come back home after a horrible, horrible road trip after losing 3 straight games. The Ducks host the Utah Mammoth. For the first time they play the Mammoth this in NHL history. I mean, because last year they were the hockey club. But in the first period, at the 15:52 mark, Jackson Lacombe got his first goal of the season. And what a great play by Ryan Strome and Killorn to get the assist. That was Strome's 2nd assist and Killorn's 5th assist, and that was 1-0 Anaheim after 1. In the second period, Dylan Guenther scores his 8th goal of the year. And And the thing about both Mammoth goals, actually, I'll talk about after. So after 2 periods, it was 1-1 after 2 periods. In the third period, Logan Cooley scored to make it 2-1 Utah at the 9:19 mark. That was his 9th goal of the year. So as I was trying to say before, both of these goals were scored almost exact same way of each other. They were just 2 guys that were open on the other side of the ice. Perfect, and the Ducks just left the seam for a side-to-side pass, pretty much across the ice. The guy was wide open for a one-timer, and they scored. It was literally the exact same play, just 2 different players scoring it. The Ducks just got to be better defensively on that. So the Ducks were down 2-1. Things weren't looking good. I mean, they were getting good looks, but nothing was going in the net. Vejmelka was playing great. And then Troy Terry, and I'll tell you, the ref, and I'm also saying the refs were absolutely horrible this game. But they were horrible on both sides on this because they were literally letting everything go. I saw guys holding. I saw guys tripping. They weren't calling anything. It's like they had something to do after the game. And, but the Ducks pull the goalie, and so we played 6-man, 6-on-5, and with 4 seconds left, and it was a great play by Seneca to get the puck to Cutter. Cutter shoots it on goal, and Vejmelka couldn't cover it. It's in the crease. Kreider slides it over to Terry, and Terry puts it home with 4 seconds left. And that's a 6th goal of the year. So now we're tied 2-2 with 4 seconds left. Like I said, Kreider with his 4th assist and Cutter with his 10th assist. So now we're tied. We go into overtime. And I'm telling you, it was all Utah pretty much for majority of that overtime. The Ducks couldn't get the puck. When they did, they would lose it right away. It was all Utah. But then probably one of the greatest plays I've seen the Ducks have this year. Killorn gets the puck. He starts going up the ice. And Zellweger's on the other side. And Beckett Seneca is trailing. And Beckett Seneca is wide open as the trailer. And Killorn passes it to Beckett. But if you watch the replay, Vejmelka is like 10 feet out of his crease to play the percentage. And Beckett, and I'm saying shoot, but he makes a great pass to a wide open Olen Zellweger. And all Olen had to do was just pretty much, it was an alley-oop kind of play in a way. Olen's wide open, the net is wide open, and he just takes a couple steps and slides it home for the overtime winner. What a great pass and play by Beckett Seneca. And the Ducks win this one 3-2 in overtime. That was Seneca's 7th assist this year and Killorn's 6th assist. So the Ducks break the losing streak to 3 games and get their another win at home to make it, I believe, 5 wins in a row at home. So that was good news for the Ducks. Here are the stats for that one. Let's see. Already passed it? Where did the stats go? Here are the stats. The Ducks had 26 shots on goal. Mammoth had 18. The percentage for faceoff was 51-49 in favor of Utah by literally 1 faceoff. Both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play. Like I said, refs didn't want to call in any penalties. Hits 20-17 in favor of Anaheim. Block shots 15-12 in favor of Mammoth. And that was the first game of the season series. So the Ducks take a 1-0 season series lead on that. And then where are the 3 stars? The 3 stars, Jackson Lacombe is the number 3 star with the 1 goal. Troy Terry with the game tying goal is the number 2 star. And then Olen Zellweger is the number 1 with the game winner. Lukas Stostal was in net. He had 16 saves on 18 shots. And Vejmelka had 23 saves on 26 shots. So that's it for that game.
Perfect. You did the 3 stars already?
I already did the 3 stars.
Okay, perfect. So ending our road trip, we're in San Jose to play the Sharks. And if you remember the first time we played them, they totally outplayed us. I mean, I think they had 40 shots, we had 14, and we beat them, I think, 4-3 or 5-4, something like that the first time. So now we're in San Jose, we're playing them, and let's go to the scoring. Adam Gaudette scored his 5th from Delandria, his 6th, and Graf his 6th at the 2:33 mark to put the Sharks ahead of the Kings 1-0. But still in the first period, Joel Armia gets his 4th, a short-handed goal to tie the game unassisted at the 16:04 mark, and it's now 1-1. But it seems like, to me, this year, the late in the period, we just keep giving up stupid goals. And Ty Delandria got his 2nd from Graf, his 7th, and Orlov his 12th assist at the 1950 mark to put San Jose up after one period, 2-1. So we go to the second period, and the cap. Anze Kopitar gets his 4th from Moore, his 3rd. CC is on a backhanded shot to tie the game at the 147 mark. So now it's 2-2. Then again, late in the second period, Kurashev gets his 6th from Smith, his 13th, and Celebrini his 18th at the 17:04 mark to put San Jose up going into the third period, 3-2. We got now in the third period, and talk about, we finally got a late goal at the 19:01 mark. So only 59 seconds left. Adrian Kempe gets his 7th from Fiala, his 7th, and Kopitar his 8th on a wrist shot, and it's 3-3. We go to overtime, and there was many attempts by both teams to score, but nobody could. So we go to a shootout. And Kurashev, first shooter of the shootout, scores, and it's Sharks up 1-0. Then Trevor Moore, with a very, I thought, poor attempt, didn't score. Celebrini, he didn't score. Kempe, Smith didn't score. And finally, last we went with the slow-footed but goal-scoring Corey Perry. And I didn't think any of those attempts were very high quality for us on the shootout. And we lose 1-0 in the shootout. So we lose another overtime game and a shootout to the Sharks. Let's go to the 3 stars of the game. You know, at least in San Jose, they put some the losing team. Somebody was there in the 3 stars. Kurashev, obviously, with a goal, the game winning goal, was the 3rd star. Kopitar was the 2nd star with a goal and assist, and Delandria with a goal and assist from the stars. I mean, from the Sharks was the number 1 star of the game. Another game that could have been easily won, but was not. So that ended the road trip, and we're 1-2 so far in the road trip.
No, you that was a 6-game road trip for you guys.
No, I mean 1-2 this week.
This
I
week,
meant. Yeah, sorry, my bad wording on my part there. Sorry.
Yep. So now we'll go into, let's see, the Ducks will host the Boston Bruins. This game was a very fun game, because honestly, I did not think the Ducks played overly well this game. They got outplayed for a majority part of this game. The Ducks win this one 4-3 over the Boston Bruins. Let's go to the scoring. Is Jansen Harkins gets his 6th of the year at the 2:29 mark in the first period to make it 1-0 Anaheim. Ross Johnson with his 4th assist of the year, and Nestorenko his 7th assist. I like that. I like Nestorenko. He's playing great. And then we had Radko Gudas gets his first goal of the season, assist from Mason McTavish and Beckett Sonica to make it 2-0 Anaheim. And then Morgan Geekie on the power play gets his 13th goal of the year. So that's 2-1 Anaheim after one. And then Ryan Strome on the power play gets his first goal of the year. Assist from Mason McTavish and Cutter Gauthier. And I tell you, what a great play this was. McTavish shot the puck really low, and Strome just like pretty much made his stick like into a ramp, and it just shot up. It was a beautiful tip play by Strome. So now it's 1-0. 3-1 Anaheim at the 13:47 mark in the second. And then Michael Easimont gets his 5th of the year to make it 3-2 Anaheim. And now we go into the third period, and then Morgan Geekie again on the power play gets his 14th of the year. So it's 3-3 in the third period. And I can tell you, the Ducks, when they've played the Bruins, are 0 for 4 on the penalty kill. The Bruins have scored all 4 times. All 4 times on the power play. But don't worry, at the 16:25 mark in the third period, Ian Moore, who I talked about earlier, scores his 2nd of the year, Leo Carlson's 16th assist, and Terry's 16th assist. And that is the game-winning goal for the Ducks, and we win 4-3. We'll go to the stats now. Let's see. Here are the stats. The Ducks were completely out. I didn't even change the stats on this game. I'm dumb. I just realized that the Ducks got outshot 39-33. Face off 56-44. Again, power play horrible for our penalty kill horrible. The Bruins were 2 for 2, and we were 1 for 3 on the power play. At least we got 1 power play goal, but got to be better on the penalty kill against the Bruins. Hits 38-16 in favor of Boston. Block shots 21-18 in favor of Boston. And the Ducks actually win the season series. We swept the Boston. We won both games. And then now we'll go to the 3 stars. Ryan Strome with the 1 goal is the 3rd star. Ian Moore with the 1 goal is the game-winning goal is the 2nd star. And Lukas Dostal is the number 1 star. He gave up 3 goals, but had a .923 save percentage this game. He was fantastic. He's the reason we stayed in this game, really. It should have been, I don't want to say it should have been 7 goals for the Bruins, maybe more. In my honest opinion, like the Ducks got, I want to say for majority of the second period, the Ducks were just like, we couldn't even touch the puck. Like the Bruins were literally in their own zone, doing their own, like staying in the O zone, and they were able to sub while they're in the offensive zone. So, like I said, it was just not a very good game overall for the Ducks, but we squeaked one out and got the 2 points. So, that's our that'll be it for this game. You want to move on to your last one?
Yeah, so we're going to move on to last night, and we played the Boston Bruins in the Staples Center, not the crypto.com. It's still Staples Center to me. Anyways, this was a battle, a defensive battle game. I mean, there was no scoring till 8:01 of the third period. Who I think you just heard Cody talk about, Morgan Geekie. He gets his 15th from Steve's his 1st and Zadorov his 6th to put Boston up 1-0. Then 5 minutes and 2 seconds later, Joel Armia, shorthanded for the 2nd game in a row, gets his 5th from Moore his 4th and Dumoulin his 3rd, and the game is tied. We go to overtime. And at 2:27 of overtime, Morgan Geekie gets his 16th from Pasternak, his 17th assist, and Zadorov his 7th assist. And the Bruins beat the Kings in overtime 2-1. I do believe Morgan Geekie's tied for the lead in goals in the NHL with Nathan McKinnon right now, unless there's been games played this morning, which I think there have been. Let's go to the stats real quick. The Kings outshot the Bruins 32-26. They won the faceoff 61.8% to 38.2%. The Bruins were 0 for 2 on the power play. The Kings were 0 for 5. I mean, we only gave them 2 times on the over to the power play for them, which has been way better than we were earlier this season. But we got out hit 28-12, block shots 23-12. We tied with giveaways at 13, and we had 5 takeaways to the Bruins 4. Let's go to the 3 stars of the game. Now you have to realize this game was played in Los Angeles, but yet I got to say, I do believe the Kings and whoever does pick the 3 stars of the games, I think it's the media, or is it someone in the NHL that picks it? I don't know, but
I think it's the media.
Swayman was a 3rd star. He had less than a goal because we went to overtime. 0.96 goals against average and a 969 save percentage in his 3rd star. Joel Armia was a 2nd star with his 2nd shorthanded goal in 2 games, which I think he tied Trevor Moore was the last one to do it. And then, of course, the 1st star of the game, scoring both goal, Morgan Geekie. I thought that was well-deserved. I don't disagree with the 3 stars of the games that were picked. But this week we were 1-3. And we could have been 4-0 just as easily. They played well enough to win. I can't tell you, the defensive part of the Kings game is back. They are playing much better defense than they were doing in the early season. But, by being that, is it taken away? Because we were scoring a lot of goals at times when we were having these higher scoring games, even though we might have lost some of them. But our defensive part of our game is back. Stanley Cups are won by defense. The Kings, they're in every game. They haven't gotten dominated like they were before. The Sharks dominated them the first time they played. The Kings were the better team. They just didn't win the game. I thought they outplayed even the Bruins and didn't win the game. And then the Capital game, I thought that was a pretty even game, and we only lost by a goal in that game. So to me, the Kings are playing well. I'm disappointed with a 1-3 week, but I still think they're playing well. I know that the coach has been bouncing the lines around a little bit, and one thing I didn't like is, if Byfield's going to be your number 1 center next year, why is he on the 2nd power play and not on the 1st? There's just a few things. I mean, he even switched the lines around quite a bit. I think I know Kopitar had more on his line. He bounces the lines around a lot. I think we need to get more consistency there. We need to get Byfield kick-started. He needs to start scoring some more goals. I think he only has 4. He should be 7 or 8 by now. I mean, he's had a lot of bad luck, a lot of hitting the pipes. A lot of times the goalie's making great saves against him. So those things can all change really quick. So even though we went 1-3 this week, I still have hope. I hope you guys do too. But we got to start winning games. I know we played tonight, I think, against Ottawa. So, and then later in the week, we have the first rivalry game.
Frankie says, how about those Bruins?
Hey guys, I don't know. Does any of you hockey fans know who's in first place? The Bruins. After their terrible...
Morgan Geekie is on fire right now. I think he has the most goals scored right now.
Well, he's tied with McKinnon, I think.
I mean, but still, Did you have Morgan Geeky on your most goals leaderboard?
No, but did you see? I mean, I don't know if you saw the 2 shots he scored on,
No,
and they were.
I saw the game winner one, the
I mean,
overtime winner.
They were both very similar, well placed, hard hit. I mean, the first one I thought was even sneaky geeky. I love that. I mean, he played well. I mean,
Yes.
and the Bruins. I mean, he was a 2017 pick. 2017. He's finally starting to show his worth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 8 years ago, and he's finally. Last year he played well too. Don't get me wrong.
No, yeah, last year he had a good year.
That just shows you sometimes the talent takes time to come to fruition. I mean, not everybody's a Bedard or a Celebrini, a McDavid, a Matthews, a McKinnon, where they just come in and
McKinnon did not come in good right away. It took him, I want to say, his 4th or 5th year, and then that's when he started becoming,
I thought he was a little. I thought he was
late.
a little quicker. I thought he was a little quicker than that. So maybe
it took him a few years.
So, anyways.
And then we had a comment from Sarah Meyer saying, hi. What's up, Sarah?
Hi, Sarah. Welcome to Royally Quacked.
All right. And then we'll move on to the last game for the game recaps for the Ducks versus Senators. Panthers don't look good, and I'm loving it. Well, I mean, half their team is injured, but I get what you mean. You probably hate the Panthers more than we do, since you guys they're in your division, and they took Marchand away from you too. But yeah, so we'll go into the Ducks versus Senators. This was the last game of the week that we're going over. The Ducks lose this one 3-2 to the Senators. We'll get into the scoring now. Nick Cousins scored his 4th goal of the year to make it 1-0 at the 16:39 mark of the first. And that was the only goal in the first period. But the second period, Beckett Seneca scores his 7th goal of the year, Cutter's 12th assist, and Carlson's 17th assist. And I can tell you, this play was all Cutter Gauthier. He made a fantastic move. He kind of lost the puck and then regained it back and then slid it over to a wide open Seneca, and he had a wide open net. He puts it home to tie the game 1-1 at the 13:08 mark. And then Mason McTavish finally scores again after kind of getting in trouble with the coach a little bit and playing a little bit of 4th line and everything. So Mason McTavish gets on the board with his 4th goal of the year. That was Kreider's 5th assist and Terry's 17th assist. And this play, Kreider made a fantastic cross-ice saucer pass. And again, it was Mason McTavish wide open, one-timed it right in. It was a beautiful play. But then Shane Pinto, who we talked about earlier, scores his 10th on the power play to tie the game at 2-2, and that was all in the second period. So now we're 2-2 going into the third, and Drake Batherson scores at the 18:02 mark. So there was 1:58 left when he tipped in this shot, and there was nothing, and I tell you, nothing that Mrazek can do on this goal. And again, another great game by Mrazek, by the way. He really kept us in this game. So now we'll go into the stats. There are the stats. Each team had 25 shots on goal. Face-off percentage, 54.1 for Ottawa, 45.9 for the Ducks. Power plays, Ducks were 0 for 2. Ottawa was 1 for 3. Hits were almost equal, 29-24 in favor of Ottawa. Block shots, 20-11 in favor of Anaheim. And that was the first season series game against Ottawa. We played them again on March 14th, and that'll be in Ottawa. And the 3 stars of the game is Olin Zellweger was the number 3 star with no points. Shane Pinto was the number 2 star with 1 goal, 1 point. And Drake Batherson was the number 1 star with the game-winning goal. So, like I said, I would say the Ducks played a little bit better this game than last game, but we just, we got to learn to put the puck in the net, shoot a little bit more, and we got to play better defense. Our defense was not good. We keep getting hemmed in our D zone way too much, and then we start taking some stupid penalties. So we really got to clean that up. But yeah, that was the last game of the week for and everything. So, I mean, not a bad week, but not a good week for the Ducks, I would say.
Well, you show the final Ducks won 3-2, correct?
Oh crap! I forgot to flip it. My
Okay.
bad.
So
the Ducks lost this one 3-2. Yes, sorry. I was rushing doing this, and I should have been paying better attention. Did I at least have it right on the other? No, I did not. Oops. All right, but you want to get into game predictions?
Yeah, just to go over, I'm a whopping 8-14. Cody's at 10-11. Obviously, if we tell you to bet on something, I wouldn't listen to us.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 3 games, I have 2.
Yes.
So I don't play till you. Why don't you do your first game? You can do your games, or I can do mine. I'll get it done quick.
Go.
Kings are playing Ottawa on Monday. I'm going to have a 3-2 victory. And then we play the Ducks, orange and black, going at it on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. I have the Kings winning 4-2.
All right, so the Ducks play tonight, and they host the Vegas Golden Knights, and I'm gonna say we win this one 4-3. I have a feeling the Ducks are gonna change things around. We're gonna play better against the Knights. I know that's a really weird thing to say, but I feel like that's what's gonna happen. So I feel like the Ducks will win this one 4-3, and then the Ducks don't play till Wednesday, so they get a huge break, and they play against the Canucks at home. And I'm predicting a 5-2 win at home against the Vancouver Canucks. And then the Black Friday matinee game, we played the Los Angeles Kings, and I'm predicting a 3-2 loss to the Kings.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
I'm trying something.
Yeah, me too, and it's not working.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our predictions. I mean, I don't see any questions in the chat or anything like that.
Nope.
So, yeah. You have anything else to add before we get out of here?
Oh yeah, both Cody and I and our families want to wish all of you a very wonderful, safe Thanksgiving this next coming week. We do appreciate all you guys that are listening. And, we're coming into the holiday season. It's going to be busy and crazy, but don't forget about Royally Quacked. We're here for you guys. So just want to wish everybody a wonderful and safe Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Amen to that. And I hope everyone has a nice full bellies on Thursday.
Well, we're going to do that tomorrow.
Well, I'm just saying we do things differently in the Spink household, but I hope everybody else on Thanksgiving has nice, warm, full bellies. And next podcast we will, we're hitting that Thanksgiving mark, and usually in hockey world, that American Thanksgiving means something in the NHL world.
Yeah, if you're in the playoffs,
if you're in the playoff picture,
if you're in the playoffs on Thanksgiving Day, it's a good chance you're going to still be in the playoffs when it comes to the end of the season. Not always does it work, because the Oilers, I think the last 2 years weren't in the playoffs, and they're the team that's really proven that to be a fallacy, and they're really proving how bad they are right now. They're not playing well at all.
Yeah.
So keep it up, Oilers.
Yeah. So, but everyone, we here at Royally Quacked, we wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And we'll see you guys next Saturday. And don't forget to tell your family and friends about us. Tell them to like and subscribe. Like I said, a lot of views, not a lot of likes. So let's get the likes up, and let's get the subscribers up. I would like to get to 100 subscribers soon. I think right now we're at 69 followers. So let's kind of get that bumped up, please. We appreciate that. You can follow us on all podcast platforms at Royally Quacked. You can download and listen on audio. But it was weird. We didn't have no Captain Chaos today. In
No
the
Captain
chat.
Chaos, no Kevin.
No Kevin.
We are coming into a holiday week, so
yeah.
people are busy and moving. So
yeah. But yeah, and then just don't forget to follow us on social media at Royally Quacked. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM us, and we'll put it on the show. And don't forget to leave a rating and review as well. So if you don't have anything else to add, Dad?
Not today.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week on Royally Quacked for episode 90.
Yeah, 90. Awesome.
Yep. So we'll see you guys next week. And just remember, let's go Ducks.
Go Kings, go. See you next week.